Okay, public service announcement. What you're doing on this assignment is what you're going to be doing, or is a skill you're going to need to have over the next 6 weeks are going to be absolutely just killer for you. Okay, in order to pass the class, you pretty much will need to understand this stuff. I will help you, but you can't just do a half, you know what, job on it. Okay. So I want to revisit, in order for it to make sense, we're going to revisit graphing, okay? So there's X, there's Y, they're on the same side. So since they're on the same side, I need to use the double zero table. Okay, now I write that equation out twice, that is plus -2, so I write 3x plus -2y equals -12. And I write it again. Okay, now your x is 0, so you scribble out the x, and here the y is, and then I dot the -2, divide by -2, and -12 divided by -2 is 6, positive 6. Okay, now y is 0 here, so we can eliminate that. And then I dot both sides, divide by 3, divide by 3. -12 divided by 3 is -4. The x is this way, okay? That's stay, and that's negative, so we go to the left. The y is this way. That's up and stay. So I stay and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go left 4 and stay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess about where it's at. And there you go. Okay, I put arrows on both ends of the line. And there you have it. Now, don't write this next part down. Just watch. Now, you got to understand a line doesn't have just these 2 points. It's got a bunch of other points, too, like there, like there, like there. It's basically filled with points, okay? Now, what they're going to do on the assignment is they're going to tell me the slope, and they're going to give me one of these points, and I have to find what the equation was, okay? There's a way to do that, but so forth. Okay. Y equals -3x plus 2. So I've got y and x on opposite sides this time. So when they're on opposite sides, I would want to use the slope and the y-intercept of the line. Slope is -3. So that's 1. You notice the slope's always the multiplier of the x. And the y-intercept's 2. Okay, so the y-intercept is up or down. I go up 2. And from that point, we go down, and we always go to the right. We go down because it's negative and always to the right. So 1, 2, 3, right 1. Okay, there's your graph. Now, again, this line has infinite number of points. Here, here, there's a point, there's a point. Okay, there's a bunch of different points. I just need to make 2 of them so I can get the line graph. Okay, next one. Here's y, here's x. They're on opposite sides of the equation. Okay, here's equals y and x. So again, that's a slope and a y-intercept. Slope, -3/4. And the y-intercept's +5. So I go up to +5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 3 is negative, so I go down 3 and right 4. Okay, so down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, I'm not going to do the next one. That would be just another slope y-intercept. Now, what we're doing is we need to all of our answers have to be like an equation like this today. Okay? Now, the first one I gave you some guidance. You need to watch past the first couple. Write an equation. The slope of a line has a slope of a line has a slope of -2, and then -3.7 is another point on the line. Okay? Well, I need to know what the equation was that you started out with. Okay, here's how you do it. You're going to put an equals. You're going to put y by itself. You're going to put an x, but there's going to be a blank in front of it labeled m. Plus, and then another blank in front of it. Okay, as soon as I know the numbers that go in these blanks, I'm good to go. Okay? Now, here's how you find your m. Your m is simply your slope, and that's -2. Okay? So I put -2. The m will be very easy to find today. Now, here's what you need to do to find your other one. You need to use the equation y equals m dot x plus b. Y equals m dot x plus b. What you need to do is circle the b, okay? And you need to scribble out your y, your m, and your x. So the y, I'm going to put a 7 there, okay? Y is 7. The m, I put this -2 here. Whatever my slope is my m. So -2 dot. And then my x is -3. Now, you guys got that yesterday. What gave you problems is the next part. You see that equals, drop it down. What's over there? It's a 7, so you just put 7. And then over here, you got to times these two numbers together. You need to take -2 times -3. That's +6. So I'm going to put a +6. And then plus b, put the 1 in front of the b, dot it, and circle it. Now, you need to switch that +6 to -6 so you can move it over here. So -6 gets it out of there, and then I -6 there, and that's 1. Okay? Just like yesterday, and you just put 1. So y on this line is any y coordinate is equal to -2 times the x coordinate plus 1. Okay, the next problem. You need to come up with the number that goes here, the number that goes here. So the m is simply what the slope is. It's -3/4. So put that there and put -3/4 there. That's your x multiplier. Now, to solve for the b, because b is your y-intercept. That's what b stands for. It's the y-intercept point. Okay? I know that's weird, but b is a y-intercept. So y equals m dot x plus b. Get rid of those three things, okay? Y is going to be our 7 again. The m is the -3/4, that was my slope, times, and then the x is 8. Drop your equals. What do you have over there? A 7. What am I supposed to do with the numbers over there? Oh, we're supposed to times them, okay? So I take -3 ABC4, that's how you operate with a fraction, times 8. I got -6, so I write -6, and then there's this other letter here, so plus b. Put a 1 in front of the b, dot it, and circle it. Now the reason you want to put a 1 and dot it, so you know that, okay, this has to be added or subtracted. So we need to switch that -6 to a +6, get that away from the b, and get it over here where it belongs. So I drop my equals. 7 plus 6 is 13. And remember, 1 times b is b, okay? So I can put my 13 there, And y, any y coordinate on this line equals negative 3/4 multiplied by the x coordinate plus 13. This is the answer. Okay, now the next one. Slope is 1/2. And then remember, this is x, this is y. Now, you need to learn how to write your answer here. You put equals, you put y, and then you're going to put an x with a blank in front of it. That is called our m blank. Plus, put another blank, and that's our b blank. But that blank won't have x. Okay, so I need to know what goes in for m. I need to know what goes in for b. So m is 1/2 because that is a slope. M means the slope. It means the same thing. Okay, so m 1/2. Now for b, anytime we need to know what b is, we write y equals m dot x plus b. And we will be getting rid of the 3 other letters and the b will stay. So y, take y out, and again we put in 7. M, you just take the slope from over here, and that's 1/2. X is 6, okay? So I drop the equal straight down. I say, what's over here? The number 7. Over here, I need to be taking 1/2 times 6, and that's 3. Plus b. Put a 1 in front, dot it, circle it. And this 3 here, without a sign, it means it's plus. So I need to move it over here. I need to switch it from plus to minus. That's 4. So I have just b. Anytime I have a multiplying number of 1, I can just forget about it. So y equals 1/2 x plus 4 is the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, next, the line I have, first off, I need to write a line out, equals, put your y by itself, you put an x with a blank in front of it, and that's our slope, our m. Plus, then you put another blank with a b. Okay, so I need to figure out those 2 letters. Remember, that's x and that's y. That's the slope is -4, and then 3/5 is a point on the line. So m and b. So my m I know is -4. They tell me the slope, we have our number for m. Now, in your b, you write y equals m dot x plus b, just like that. And then get rid of those 3 numbers and put in for those. So y this time is a 5. The m is -4 dot, and the x is that 3 that goes with the 5, so 3. It's a combination. Drop your equals, that's 5. -4 times 3, -12, plus b. So I put a 1 in front of the b and dot it, okay? Needs a multiplier. Now, this -12 can't be here. You need to move it over here. To move it, you switch it from -12 to +12. And 5 plus 12 is 17, and then 1 dot b is always b, okay? So 17. So y equals -4 times x plus 17 makes that line, okay? Next one, slope is 1/4 and -8, 3. Okay, remember how you set it up. Y. And there's going to be an x with a blank in front of it. That's where the slope goes. Plus another blank. Okay? So again, this is the m blank. M stands for slope. This is the b blank. The b stands for the y-intercept. So I need to find b, m, and b. So my m is my slope. It's just 1/4. So I put 1/4. Then to find the b, I write y equals m dot x plus b. You're going to hear me say that constantly in the coming weeks. Out of here with these, okay? So the y is 3. The m is this 1/4 that's over here. Times the x is that -8. Okay? And then I drop my equals, and what do I see over there? A 3. What do I need to do over here? I need to multiply 1/4 by -8. It's -2. Okay? So, -2 plus the b still there. So 1 and dot it. So I have to get the -2 out of this side so it's over here. Well, how do I do that? I switch it to +2. And that's 5. 1 times b is just b, okay? So I put the 5 there, so y equals 1/4 times x plus 5. There's your equation. Okay, next one, there's a slope of 1/3, and then it also passes through the xy coordinate of point and 9 and -4. So I need to come up with the lines equation. The x needs a multiplier, that's my slope blank, and then there's another number added, that's the y-intercept, or the b blank. Okay, m. 1/3. You can go ahead and just put that. The b, y equals m dot x plus b. You need to get rid of those 3 things, okay? So the y is the -4. The m is at 1/3 from over here. And the x is the 9. So I drop the equals, I put -4, I take 1/3 times 9, and that's 3. Put a 1 in front of the b, dot it, and circle it. Oh, we got this 3. It's a plus if it doesn't have a sign on it. So I need to switch it because it's got to move over here from plus to minus. So equals -4 minus 3 is -7, and then I've got just b. Anytime I got 1 dot, it's b. So -7. Now, some of you are thinking, why do you always put a 1 there when you just get rid of it? Well, here's why. Otherwise, people dot that number. No. Having the 1 there tells you, okay, I dot the 1, not that one. Okay? All right. Slope -6, 3, 4. Slope -6. Oops, I better set my equation. Y equals x with a blank in front of it, that's the m blank, plus a second blank with b. Okay, so the slope is -6. Easy. Now I got to find this. Y equals m dot x plus b. And we will be getting rid of those 3 things, okay? So that's x, that's y. Okay, so y is 4. M is -6. And the x that goes with it's 3. So I drop the equals. What's over there by itself? A 4. -3 times 6 is -18 plus b. Put a 1 in front, dot, circle. So it's -18. I need to switch my -18 to +18 because it's on the wrong side right now. Okay? By the way, don't just add 4 and -18. You can't. They're on different sides. You can if you move that, switch it. So +18, +18. So I have 22 followed by the b. Okay, 1 dot. Having a dot number of 1 means I can just write the letter, and that's 22. Okay, last one. Slope of 5, and then 2 -7's a point. Okay? So, first, before you mess around over here, set your equation. Y blank x plus blank. This is the m blank, this is the b blank. The m blank today, we always know what it is. Okay? So my m is going to be 5, because that's my slope. Whatever my slope is my m. So 5 goes here. Then, under the b, y equals m dot x plus b. Okay, you need to get rid of these three things. And y can be -7 goes in place of the y. 5 goes in place of the m times, and 2 goes in place of the x. So I drop my equals. I have -7. What am I supposed to do over there? 5 times 2 is 10 plus b. Put a plus in under 10, and then -10, -10, so equals. -7 minus 10 is -17, and then I have b. Having a 1 dot b means you have just your b. You don't need to divide. Okay, so every answer needs to look like that. I don't want to just see numbers and all that. It needs to be set up exactly like that.